semifinal action here at Divine Center, and the Hampton Lady Crabbers will take on the Atlee Lady Raiders. Welcome to Divine Center here in Lynchburg, Virginia, where the Hampton Lady Crabbers will entertain the Atlee Lady Raiders in the first semifinal game here for the state championship, AAA girls division. With Atlee with a 28-0 record, and Hampton with a 24-5 record. And now what we'll do is send it over to Bob, where he will be interviewing David Six, the head coach of the Hampton Lady Crabbers.
First of all, David, congratulations on what just a fantastic job you're doing over to Hampton High. And I know you don't like to take a lot of the credit for that, but you got to have some good athletes. But you guys, your group and your coaches just do a fantastic job.
Yeah, we try to just develop the kids, try to keep some continuity in the program, and we've just been blessed with some talent, like you said.
Well, but, you know, get the talent to work together. And I think the key is you get these girls thinking as a family, and that's very important to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that chemistry is very important. I think that you got to do things off the court to make sure that there are no barriers between the kids, and kids know everybody's on the same page.
All right, tell me a little bit about what you figure you expect from Atlee.
Oh, they can shoot the ball. They are well schooled. They very run their offense very well. We're gonna have our hands full, and we're gonna have to disrupt their offense to have a chance.
Well, if anybody can do it, you can.
Thanks a lot.
I want to see two things happen this week. Well, basically, I want to see you win the state championship, but I like to see you knock off two undefeated teams.
Oh, we sure are gonna try.
Good enough. Good luck tonight, David.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, let's go back over to Mike.
All right, Bob. Nice interview there with Coach David Six of the Hampton Lady Crabbers. The Lady Crabbers entering the season as a team that was, by all accounts, not expected to do a lot this year. They were in a growing process. They have a lot of young students playing for them this year. They only have 2 seniors, a couple of freshmen, and 1 or 2 juniors, but a bunch of sophomores. And this is a team that's going to have made it all the way to the state semifinals with a 24-5 record. They're going to take on the Atlee Lady Raiders 28-0 as they won their regional championship by 1 point. I believe it was 45-44. The Lady Crabbers are young, and young is a large word to use here because they're going to be strong for the next couple of years. They have 1 senior, they have 2 seniors.
Or the only forward they run, Mike. But I tell you, this team really works as a unit, and they're very good defensively. And you heard David say that what they're going to do is try to upset and disrupt their offensive flow, make them do some things that they're not used to doing. And don't be surprised if you see Hampton come out in the zone. Nobody has played Atlee in the zone, Mike, and the reason being is because they're such good outside shooters.
Well, it's going to be really interesting because if we watched the Lady Crabbers in the last few games, and their defense has stepped up to the point where their opponents they seem like they're strangled.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have the national anthem right now. Well, getting ready for it, sounds like.
I'll eat it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Liberty University's Bond Center, home of Lady Basketball. The Virginia High School League girls Group A AAA semifinal match featuring the Crabbers of Hampton High. And the Lady Raiders of Atlee. We now ask that you please follow our nation with the national anthem.
introduction to players, we'll give you our sponsors. Each one of the ball players, one from Atlee and one from Hampton, girls will give a little speech that they have pre-written. This is not something that the VHL does all the time.
It's done specifically for one reason, and that's sportsmanship.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing one thing that's very important with the VHSL is definitely a sponsorship, making sure that all the students do the correct thing in regards to that.
Absolutely.
Now, we were talking at one time about the championship game in the Eastern Region where the Lady Crabbers lost the Indian River Braves by 3 in overtime. That was a game that the Lady Crabbers shot 12 of 28 at the free throw line. That's
less than 50%.
That's a direct cause for them losing the game. They overpowered the Braves in every statistic, rebounding, shooting. But when it got down to the brass knuckles, so to speak, the free throw shooting is what cost them. And I'm sure that Coach Six is really working on that real heavy during the last week of practice to try to eliminate that. They just got through announcing the starting players from Atlee, and there it is as you see it. The starters for Atlee is Michelle Cassell. She's a guard. Jessica Hunt forward. Lindsay Henley is also a guard. Nashira Suber and Nora Suber, sisters on the team as the remaining players, starters for the Atlee Raiders. And getting ready to introduce the Lady Crabbers from Hampton now. Sarah Tyler being introduced there. And this is Tia Walker being introduced.
Just a freshman, Tim. Oh, you might.
We're going to count. How many times that happens today.
You both got beards, so it's hard.
Yeah, but you're not getting the glare from him, from me.
True. That's true.
Sarah Stevens and Cece Boozman being introduced as the final players for that Lady Crabbers.
And there you see them, Artist, Tyler, Walker, Bozeman, and Stevens. And we get a chance, we will show you our sponsors. Getting ready for the tip-off.
The officials for today's game, Takia Stewart, she is from the Peninsula District.
And tonight's game is brought to you by Zooms with 14 convenient Hampton locations. Also by Hampton Chevrolet, located at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. And in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. Mike, we will pick a player of the game from Hampton, and that Crabber will receive a trophy and a shirt. The trophy comes from Trophy World, located in the Hilton Village in Newport News. Bob Hilling is there at 595-7354. The shirt comes from Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniform, and apparel. Call 594-0411, David Chubb and Terry McNamara.
Opening tip-off. And Lady Crabbers will take possession.
And somebody lost a shoe right off the bat.
Take a note, if you would, on the referee's hips. They are carrying whistles that are used. When they blow the whistle, it will automatically stop the clock. So we won't have a problem with the official at the scoreboard stopping the clock at a whistle. When the transceivers that the referees are wearing will automatically shut the clock down when they blow the whistle.
And we'll see that.
And there's the first turnover by
they passed the ball, and the girl wasn't expecting it. Atlee came out in a man-to-man, as is Hampton. They're man-to-man. Not going to give them a good look at the basket.
Oh, nice block.
Nice block by Bozeman.
Bozeman.
Tia Walker bringing it up. So
Tia Walker, a freshman point guard, and she is good. There's the
Bozeman got a great screen from Sarah Stevens to open up that shot.
She also twisted her ankle a little bit after she made that shot. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't pick that up.
Going down the floor, she was limping a little bit, so let's see if she can get that taken care of. And there's a foul called against the Lady Crabbers. That's Kashar's Tyler.
That's Tyler. Miss Tyler was over here at the table earlier. We're going to keep our eye on that young lady. Doing a good job for the Lady Crabbers.
Early in the game, we're 1 minute into it, and the Lady Crabbers leading 2-0. Oh, and a nice takeaway. Just took it right out of her hands under the basket. Oh, that's a nice pullback because they had a defense.
The numbers weren't there, and that's smart to do. Atlee playing that man-to-man. They want to get CC open, and here's the screen.
That's the same screen. This time they got back out on it. They're using a real deliberate offense here, working the ball around and looking for the open player. And you'll notice number 33 for Atlee is sticking right to CC.
CC, yeah.
They know she can shoot the ball from the outside. Well, she had the open shot and didn't take it.
That's all right, being patient.
Yep.
And they listened to David's instructions. Oh, come on, that was not a good call. She left her feet when the Atlee Raiders stepped underneath her, and that's not a good call, but that goes against Crabbers anyway.
That goes against Tia Walker. Watch her, she cut right over in front of her. That was not a call that should have been made. If anything, it was a blocking call. So Lady Crabbers get their first foul of the second foul of the game. Second team foul.
We got a stoppage for some reason on the floor.
That will also go as a turnover. Now the Lady Crabbers have 2 turnovers, but they still lead on the board. We've played 2 minutes exactly with 6 minutes to go here in the first period. 2-0 Hampton. Oh, there's another steal by Tyler. Nice pass off. Oh, look at them battle.
Both teams battle. Hampton missed 2 easy shots.
That was partially blocked.
That's the 3rd foul on the Crabbers.
That goes against CC. That's her first foul of the game. 3rd on the team already. Honora Suber sinks her first free throw at the line to shoot 2. Makes them both. That ties the score at 2 points apiece. 5:30 to go in the opening period of play. They're very deliberate. They're just trying to work the ball inside. That was a nice move. Atlee's playing a tough defensive zone here.
Well, that's a man-to-man. They're not playing the zone.
Yes, they are. I'm sorry.
Well, what they're doing is they're taking away Hampton's passing zones right now, and Hampton's spacing is not real good. They need to get their spacing a little bit better.
That's their 3rd turnover of the first quarter. That's a walk.
That's a double.
A double dribble. So that gives a turnover to them. So actually, that is Atlee's 3rd turnover also too, because Hampton stole the ball twice.
Yeah.
Early on here, we got 3 turnovers for each team. I predict this will be a low-scoring contest. She was a little bit too far under the basket for that one. Nice drive to the hole, though.
It was a good drive, but wasn't able to capitalize on it.
Three-point shot was a little bit short and it bounced off the front of the rim.
And Travers knocked the ball out of bounds underneath the basket.
It's two shots onto the basket before Hampton finally made a foul. Atlee is crashing the boards.
Well, that's the fourth foul on the Crabbers. Mike, we'll pick I already went through that. Zooms is giving an award to the senior player this year on each of the teams in the city of Hampton who have demonstrated academic excellence. And these players were awarded plaques at a school board meeting last Wednesday. And we'd like to thank David Allen Zooms for the continued support of WHCS and our student athletes. And those athletes were Amber Dorsey and Devin Hawes from Bethel, Jenny Pierce and Luke Murphy from Phoebus, Joy Petway and Nicholas Ayers from Kickingham, and Jasmine Artis and Gary Smith Jr. from the Crabbers.
Hampton's not blocking out at the free throw line, and twice there's another steal. Well, she couldn't get a hold of the ball, so free throws a little while ago by Nora Super, both were no good. She missed them both, so the score still remains 2-2. One of the things that David Six obviously is going to have to try to get a handle on is boxing out at the line because they're being out rebounded.
Well, they're into a zone now, 1-3-1 zone, and they're going to trap in that zone.
Oh, man, and that one went in. Number 44, Amanda Chilcote.
And David's a little upset. All you got to do is put your hands up. Don't bring your arm down. If you do, you're going to get the foul, and that's 5 fouls on Hampton and 0 against Atlee at this point.
Well, Jasmine Artis has 2 fouls. She missed a free throw, so it's 4-2 now, Atlee. 3:30 to go in the first quarter of a low-scoring start for this game. Look at Sarah Stevens underneath the, but she's going to get called for a push-off.
Do the whistles work when the other team is on defense?
I don't know. That's the second. Who'd that go against?
That was on Sarah's. That was Stevens. That was their first. That should have been their second. They got number 1 up on the board.
No, that's her first. But it's the 16th foul for the Lady Crabbers already, and so far Atlee has not been called for a foul. I think they're having problems with the automatic whistle.
Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda located at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Give them a call, 838-5450. One of our corporate sponsors.
Looks like they're playing a
It's a 1-3-1 trapping zone.
A three-pointer by Michelle Cassell.
Well, that'll bring you out of a zone very quick. Good stroke on that ball, and that gives them a 5-point lead.
After scoring the opening 2 points of the game, the Hamptons gotten cold and they haven't hit anything. Took a step too many after she stopped dribbling the ball.
That's what the guy said.
Turnover. Number 5 now for Atlee.
Looks like Tyler might have jammed her finger or wrist or something. She's holding it. She's just a sophomore.
There's a three-pointer by Sisu.
A nice screen by Sarah Stevens.
Now 7-5. Atlee has Cece has all 5 points for the Lady Crabbers right now.
So if you're going to double team, you can't let them drive the baseline on you.
Nope.
You make them go to the middle or backwards, but you don't give them the baseline. Poor execution that time on the trap. Ball was knocked out of their hands. Hampton's playing just a little bit out of sync right now.
I think so. There's CC again for three, a little bit short. Hampton's also got to be very careful about getting into foul trouble early in this game, too.
Yeah, they're out of that zone.
Tried to split a defense there and tripped over a foot. Well, they got
she's not even going to give him the shooting foul?
Nope, she's going to call that as a foul prior to the shot.
You got to watch this. Watch this coming down. There's no way that that's not a shooting foul.
She's being bumped there.
Well, good call.
Yep.
Good call.
Foul was on number 34, Honora Suber. That's her first, the team's first here in the first quarter. And a turnover by the Crabbers as her foot was out of bounds when she caught the ball. 5 turnovers now for the Lady Crabbers here in the first period of play. Oh, nice play.
Oh, wow.
Nice play there by Sean Luter. And she saved that out of bounds play, and another turnover by Atlee. That's 6 on them. That's right. That ought to be a defensive foul on number 24, Atlee. You see her bring her arms down and try to go through her. Jay Wolfbrook is her name. Her first foul. That's the team's second foul. 9-5 is the score. They're trying to get the ball inside to Sarah Stevens, but they can't get it in there.
And
they got one that time.
Went over the top trying to knock the ball, and you can't do that. The fouls starting to even up a little bit.
They need to do that a little bit more often. Try to get the ball underneath the Sarahs, because that way they can they'll double team her and she can scoot the ball back outside. That foul was on 44, Amanda Chilcote. That's her first. Team's third. And we got another one. That one's against number 24, Wolfbrook. That's her second. That's 2 fouls on her in the last 30 seconds. 28 seconds left here in the first quarter. 9-5 is still the score. Nice dish off. Didn't make the basket though, but they got the rebound.
Oh, nice rebound.
And that's going to be 2 if it goes because her foot was on the line.
That's okay.
Celanese Bozeman, that's
she's got all the points.
7 points for the Crabbers, and she has all 7 points that they have another turnover.
They're doing a nice job.
2 seconds, 1 second, and there's a shot that is a little bit off target.
Well, they came back and really did some much better things with their man-to-man. You see what they're doing with the man-to-man is as the girl goes over, they double team her, and then they got the weak person coming over to get the long pass.
And the Lady Crabbers' speed underneath is also making a difference on the passing lane. A couple of nice steals there in the last minute of play of the quarter to allow them to get back up on the board and get back into the game, now trailing by 2.
Okay, here we go. We're back on thing. We just want to talk a little bit about Zooms. They got the Beantown coffee, fried chicken, potato wedges, Krispy Kreme donuts, and Tim likes them as a box and one for you the fans and doesn't know that. And of course, second half brought to you also by Hampton Chevrolet, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. Give them a call, 838-5450. Mike, that first half a little different than what you thought it might be. Here we got some statistics. I'll let you get them out.
And the statistics are being supplied also, letting everybody know from the state. Right now, Celanese Bozeman is 3 of 6 with 1 3-pointer. So she's 4 of 9 in the game. She is the only player for the Lady Crabbers to have scored, so she has all 7 points. Leading scorer for the Atlee Lady Raiders is Nora Suber. She has 4. There's almost another steal. There is. They did get the ball. Okay,
and
that's
Bozeman.
another turnover for the Crabbers. And nice dish off and the 3-point shot.
The ball bounced off of a nice move that who was that?
You notice that they're trying to work the ball inside now, and I think that's what Coach Six is trying to get them to do. They're trying to get some more fouls on Atlee from their inside players. They do have a pretty good-sized team. Nice drive there by number 11, Jessica Hunt, for her first basket of the game.
When the Crabber, when we're down at this end, she started to drive to the basket. The ball went off of one of the feet of the defenders.
LaDonna Pierce for the Lady Crabbers getting her first foul. That's the Lady Crabbers' 7th. Hunt will go to the line to try for the natural 3-point play.
The natural, the old-fashioned.
The old-fashioned way. There's something they got to stop. They got to stop letting them get the rebounds off of the offensive rebounds. 11-7 now is the score. Atlee out in front of the Lady Crabbers.
Yvette Edwards is really getting creamed underneath there. Every time she goes across, she's getting an elbow in the back. They got to pick that up pretty soon. They being the Zebras.
That is turnover number 8 for the Crabbers. 3-point shot there by Michelle Cassell. That's her 2nd of the game.
Well, what happens is the guard penetrated, and when her defender went off, she just hit her with the ball, and wide open 3. They doubled the Crabbers. The Crabbers are getting 0 offensive rebounds.
Well, at this point, they're getting 0 rebounds. Well, we got an offensive control foul. That'll be another turnover for Atlee.
That's on number 10.
Her first foul of the game. Team's 5th, so the fouls are starting to even up a little bit. Lady Crabbers have 7, and Atlee has 5 here with 5:40 to go in the second period. Lady Crabbers trailing 14-7. They don't look like they're in sync at all.
Offensive rebound.
That was a nice move she just made there. The put back up by Boozman was a little awkward looking. She got the rebound underneath. Instead of trying to set herself up, she just threw the ball up behind her.
Well, she was going out of bounds. I think the reason she did that.
14-7, 5 minutes to go in the second period. Atlee seems to be doing a good job getting back on defense on the transition, too.
Yes,
you notice that?
Yes, they are.
David Six is going to call a 30-second timeout here for the Crabbers.
He's not happy with something. I want to talk a little bit about Jasmine Artist. She's a senior on this team, and she's been involved in 99 wins and 14 losses with the Hampton Crabbers. She also runs indoor track, is the triple jump school record, holds that record at 35, 10, and 3/4. She's a cheerleader, Last year with Gail Smith, she won the district doubles in tennis, has a 3.97 GPA and been accepted by Maryland, but is also waiting here from Duke and Virginia Tech and Virginia. David Six says she's the best athlete in the district, and I can believe it. She guards usually the best player. She's also written several R&B songs, is a singer, has had studio recording session, and wants to be a physical therapist. What a young lady that.
Does she have time to do anything?
She does study.
Well, with all those activities, you would think that she must get extremely good grades because
she doesn't have time to do much of anything else. But boy,
she's one busy young lady.
Good defense.
Yep, they are playing excellent defense. I mean, that was almost a walk. They're not getting anything to fall right now.
And that ball just a little off, coming late off the rim, and Sarah Stevens had great position, just couldn't get to the.
Well, the first quarter, the Lady Crabbers shot 30%. Of course, Atlee only shot 33%, but they were down.
Well, that was not a real smart foul that time by number 44, Amanda Chilcote.
Thought it was 11. Okay, my fault.
That's her second foul, too, I believe.
Yes, it is. That's the team sixth. She's a 6-foot junior. Atlee has caught on to that little pick play, and there's nobody there to rebound the ball.
Well, good job that time by number 23 of the Atlee Raiders and that's Henley, did a great job of blocking out. I got a 2-on-1.
Another turnover by that was going to go against Tia Walker, I believe. So it is. That's her third foul, gentlemen.
That's her third. She's got to come out.
Number 33 for the Lady Raiders. Sarah Suber is going to the line now. She will be shooting 1-1 as the Lady Crabbers are over the limit.
Well, that's surprising.
15-7. The Lady Crabbers haven't scored in this quarter. That one's off. Okay, somebody here in the gray uniforms are going to have to put the ball in the hole before too long.
And somebody else has got to shoot besides Cece. Not saying that she's not good.
That was a nice move there, but she should have took the shot.
Oh, really?
Why did she give up that shot wide open right in front of the basket? Rashawn Luter had the ball, and she was driving in the middle of the lane, and there was nobody in front of her. That's a long three-pointer. My hair short.
I'm impressed with the way the Raiders get back down to court. Well, I tell you.
The walk by Jasmine Artis. That's 9 so far in the game. Going out of the game for the Lady Crabbers, Sarah Stevens, as Yvette Edwards comes in for the first time.
No, Yvette's been in before.
Okay. If we got a replay of that call before the timeout was called, that player that had the ball pushed it down like she was dribbling with both hands. She should have had a double dribble call now. She went just like this.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And then the timeout was called. Timeout by Atlee.
We'll just watch a little bit of this action.
And I think it's right there. Did you see it?
Yeah. The whistle blew just
Whistle
before
was blowing right after she did it, I think. But anyhow, Atlee takes a timeout. We have 1:56 to go here in the first half. Not a lot of scoring, as I expected. It's 15-7 in favor of Atlee, as the Lady Crabbers are having a hard time putting the ball in the hole.
Yeah, well, they don't have, they drove, get to the middle of the lane, and then dish the ball off. They got to take the ball up to the basket. You can't.
Well, we're 6 minutes into this game, and the Lady Crabbers haven't scored in the second quarter. That was a nice move there. It just didn't go in the hole for her. There's one by CC as she connects again for another three. 15-10. And CC's got all the points for the Lady Crabbers.
And the
Nobody
Crabbers
else
are
has
picking
scored.
them up full court now.
That'll be a block.
Yep.
She didn't have any other choice at that point. She let her get by her like that. Jasmine Artis, and I believe that is also going to be her third personal. So Hampton has 2 players already in the first half with 3 fouls. At the line shooting 2 is Nasiria Shooter. Made the first free throw. 16-10 now.
I don't know when Hampton has only scored 10 points at this point in a ball game this year. And Atlee is picking up full court.
Well, with Hampton's guards, I don't think they're going to have a hard time breaking it, and they didn't. My biggest concern more than anything else is...
Why did Hampton go for the ball? The Raiders knocked it out, was knocking it out of bounds.
It was a heck of a block on that shot by Cece, driving to the hole the way she did.
They're just going to bring it out and wait for the last shot.
17-10 right now. We got 55 seconds to go in the first half. And Hampton cannot afford to get any more fouls either, with 2 players with 3 fouls each. And there's that lane.
But they're just going to pop the ball out. They're not going to take a shot unless it's a wide open layup.
33
very
seconds.
Disciplined, very disciplined.
Well, that one just hit coach in the head. Narissa Suber coming back in the lineup for the Raiders. Ooh, there, she stepped on the line. Oh, and they didn't get the call.
He called a foul.
I'd like to see a replay on that. I thought her foot touched the line. She was on the line, but the question is whether she was fouled prior to hitting the line. That foul was on Rashawn Luter as she picks up her first foul. Michelle Cassell will go to the line, and she will be shooting 2 because they're over the limit. .17 seconds left in the first half. 17-10 is the score. .12 seconds to go. That's a double dribble. They didn't catch it. Didn't get the shot off.
I can't. Well, they're just not looking sharp tonight, but part of that's got to be the defense of the Raiders.
Yep, the defense of the Raiders played really well. So we're at halftime here, Devine Center at Liberty University in the first semifinal game of the State AAA Girls Championships as the Hampton Lady Crabbers trail at the half 18-10 to Atlee.
We'll be back right after halftime.
Welcome back here at the Vine Center of the University of Liberty University as we are at the halftime, getting ready to start the third period here at the State AAA Girls High School Basketball Championships, first semifinal between Hampton and Atlee. Atlee leading at the half 18-10, and if you look at the stats for the first half, you see why the Crabbers only scored 10 points. Leading scorer for Hampton is C.C. Boozman, and she scored all 10 points for the Crabbers. As the Hampton only shot 19% in the first half, 29% for Atlee. Turnovers were also a key factor as the Crabbers had 9. Atlee had 10, so Hampton's defense pretty much took care of the job. The only problem was that the Lady Crabbers couldn't put the ball in the hole.
Well, and after they caused the turnover, they did not take advantage of it. They come down. Sometimes they overpassed underneath the basket. I'm sure David has talked to them about what they need to do, and we'll see probably a different second half. But I know Hampton is going to come out with a little stronger, but they got 8 points to make up, and they've got 16 minutes to do it in.
Start of the third period here. Lady Crabbers got to get some points on the board here, and they need to have a little bit more than just one player scoring points for them too. I'm very surprised at the athleticism that Atlee is showing. They play real tough defense, and if you watch them, you'll see that they are extremely tight. And that looked like a good block, but got the foul out of it.
Well, may have got a little bit of body. But that's what Hampton's got to do. They got to maybe score some points with the clock stopped. That's from the foul line. Second half brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, conveniently located in Hampton Center Parkway, North Armstead Avenue. Give them a call, 827-4670. Nancy Staten is the manager.
This, by the way, is the first trip to the foul line for the Crabbers in the game.
Tell me about it.
No free throw attempts in the first half by the Crabbers. She got one nice rebound there by Sarah Stevens. She got her own rebound again, and it still rolled off. And there is a difference right there already that we didn't see in the first half, the offensive rebounds.
Yeah, she got 3 of them. Sarah got 2, and C.C. Bozeman got the other one.
And Bozeman will be going to the line shooting 2 because she was fouled after the rebound. Well, maybe they're not. They're not saying it was a foul shot, a shooting foul. So.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, there was a couple of times where some fouls were called in the first half that I thought should have been shooting fouls that weren't. But we don't get paid for the stripes to have on our shirt. She could have drive to the basket, and they're going to get a walk-in call on her.
I don't know about that. That was just a good fake. I think she faked out Stewart, the referee in tonight's game, this afternoon's game. And she did. She never moved her pivot foot.
(18-11).
Six. Hey, almost had a 5-second count. Nice rebound that time. Crabber took the rebound right off the seat of her pants.
Going to get a charge on that one. I knew it.
Well, you could see the defense set up, and the Lady Crabber was a little bit out of control.
Well, that's 4 on Walker now.
Tia's got to play a little bit more under control. She's going to come out, but watch this thing. She just come down, and
the defensive player definitely had position. That's going to hurt the Lady Crabbers because they don't have their point guard in there now. Even though she is a freshman, she's young, but she handles the ball extremely well.
And that's something, you break down in defense. And then Hampton just threw the ball away. Nobody neath the basket, and they just threw the ball away. David Six is very upset, and I can understand why. Second half brought to you and also by Zooms, and they're giving an award. They gave an award to the senior player on each of the teams in Hampton who watched the replay who had demonstrated academic excellence. These players were awarded plaques at the school board meeting last Wednesday. We'd like to thank David Allen Zooms for their continued support of WHCS and their student athletes. Those athletes were at Bethel High School, Amber Dorsey and Devin Hawes; at Phoebus, Jenny Pierce and Lucas Murphy; at Kickintan, Joy Petway and Nicholas Ayers; and in Hampton, Jasmine Artis and Gary Smith Jr. And also, second half brought to you by Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Give them a call, 838-5450. And we will pick a player from the game from Hampton today, and that player will receive a trophy and a shirt. The trophy comes from Trophy World, located in the historic village in Newport News. For all your recognition awards, knees, trophies, plaques, and custom engraving, contact Bob Hilling at Trophy World, 595-7354. Mention this announcement, get special pricing. The shirt comes to Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniforms, apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk David Chubb or Terry McNamara, T-Mac. And they look like they're going to be very patient, they being the Lady Raiders.
Well, they're up by 9 points. Well, I guess they can afford to be. That's a walk. So that's another turnover on them. That's their first of the third period. Crabbers already have 2. 12 total for the game, or 11 total for the game.
Well, Hampton trailing by 9, and that's their biggest deficit so far tonight. There we go. Good shot. I could tell when it left her hands, that was good.
That was a 2-pointer by Jasmine Artis. Her first basket of the game. With the exception of Tia Walker hitting a free throw, she's the only player to hit a basket for the Crabbers, other than Cece. Crabbers trying to trap her in the corner, and she got the ball away pretty easily. Atlee has a lot of movement.
Yes,
a lot of crisscrossing in the lane. Nice block, and they still did not get the rebound. Right straight to the hole and missed the shot.
Little bump underneath. There's a three, just little wide.
Yeah, they got the lead cut down to 7. That was a nice play of getting rid of the ball as she was going down, keep from getting a walking call. It's a 3-point, that's a bomb.
Nobody on the basket. That young lady is usually underneath the basket, shot the 3.
Nice shot, 3-pointer by Bozeman.
Oh, she set her up real good that time, Mike, and they cut it to 4. Hampton's showing a little bit of a run here, making some defensive stops.
13 points now for Bozeman. 33 for 3, a little bit off, and another rebound by Sarah Stevens.
And nobody underneath the basket for Atlee that
that's
time.
Something that's changed from the first half. Atlee crashed the boards in the first half and dominated on the rebounds. There's Bozeman again for 3, like a little short on that one. 20-16. 9-point lead has been cut to 4. And this is what the Crabbers are going to have to do. They're going to have to play pressure defense like they've been doing.
Well, if they can,
and they're going to have to get the ball in the hole.
Well, and you know, Tim, I mean, Mike, also what they're doing is they're doing a good job of taking Atlee out of their offense. But
the 2-point shot.
But you got, they weren't giving them any open shots until that time, but that's what the defense is going to do. If you have a scrambling defense, you're going to give up some open looks.
Get rid of the ball. Came real close to a 5-second call that time. They're cutting Sarah Stevens off at the hole underneath,
yeah.
and she's really having to battle to get some position over there. You notice Cece had moved up underneath the basket on that play. Yeah, she's going back under again.
David, they don't look like they're sure what they're doing, and David wants to talk to him a little bit.
2:47 to go in the third period. That 9-point lead has been cut to 6. It was 9. It was cut to 4 a little while ago, but they had that open shot that went in. So the Crabbers are playing a little bit better here in the third quarter. The stats in the first half were really indicative of what the score was, too. Atlee ended up with 6 personal fouls in the first half, and Hampton had 10. It's going to be real interesting how the Lady Crabbers start attacking the ball.
Well, it looks like they're playing the man-to-man, but they're really putting pressure on.
That was a nice play.
CC, that play was set up by David on the sideline.
Well, what happened on that particular play is they brought Sarah Stevens out at the top of the point there, and it brought Atlee's big girl out too, so it left the lane wide open. All Cece had to do was swing around, and a nice pass too. Just like that one. That was perfect. And she missed the layup.
And then caused a foul. Drew a foul, but Tim, what they did, I'm sorry, Mike, but I've watched CC play. This is the third year. She's got some good moves under the basket. She could play post with no problem. She also has a great outside shot, so she's a threat both ways. And I think David putting her underneath the basket is going to make a big difference.
First foul for Jessica Hunt for Atlee. Third team foul. Crabbers so far in this half only have 1 team foul, where at this point in time they had 6 in the first half. When you put the ball in the hole, it makes a difference in the way the game's played. Right now it's a 4-point lead by Atlee as the Crabbers have a chance to cut into it a little bit more. Nice little move. She got her own rebound and snuck it in.
Oh, nice job.
What a play by Kashara Tyler. That's her first basket as the lead is now cut to 2. 22-20 in favor of Atlee with 1:20 to go here in the third quarter of play. And another turnover and a steal by the Lady Crabbers. Tie game.
Tie game. Atlee's going to call timeout, Tim. Oh, how many times will I say that?
That's about 5 so far,
so
but that's
enough?
Okay.
Oh, Mike, what
all
a
you
nice
got to do
job.
is turn around and look at me first because you won't have that glare, you know what I mean?
Well, that's true. But, you know, Killen's sitting over there. He's got a little bit of a glare coming off his head. So.
Yeah, but his is only in the forehead. When you got Tim involved, you got to – never mind.
Yeah, okay. We won't pick
Lady
on Tim
Crabbers have come back to tie the score here in the third quarter. There's 1:07 left as Atlee calls a timeout to score 22-22. And what a change. This looks just opposite of the second period where Atlee took over and now the Crabbers have taken over.
I think what the Crabbers are doing is they're not looking just for one shooter. And what they were doing at first, it seems like they were just looking for Cece. Cece's going to get her shots,
right.
But everybody else has got to get involved in the offense because if you don't, you start standing around and then your defender can slough off because you're not moving. That's one thing I like about Atlee is their offense. They keep moving all the time, and Hampton's got the play defense.
That's correct. I know so far in the second half, Tyler has 4 points, Jasmine Artis has a couple, and Bozeman has 5 points. So it's being spread out. In the first half, it was all CC. She had all 10 points. Tie score now is the Lady Crabbers have picked up full court, and that seems to be the change in tide. Almost got another one there.
And that's Luter, and I'm impressed. Is that Luter?
Yes.
Yes, boy, she is.
And there is a turnover. Oh, must have been touched by a Crabber.
That's okay. Good defense. Atlee came out thinking they had this game wrapped up, I'm sure.
Well, this has turned into the type of game we expected it to be. Both teams play identical, same type of pressure defense. And in the second period, it got to Hampton, and now here in the third quarter, it's gotten to Atlee as the Crabbers have cut it to a tie score. And they're also covering underneath the basket. Had to rebound and then gave that one up. They got lucky, didn't get a foul there.
Right, but Stephen just needed to protect that ball when she got the rebound and had it knocked away. But Atlee got the shot they wanted. They had a wide open shot, and that was the shot that they wanted. They just didn't.
There's a nice turnover. Got away with a double dribble that time.
I tell you, the Hampton's missing some shots underneath it.
That long shot was after the whistle. Well, we're at the end of the third quarter. The Lady Crabbers were down by 8 or 9 at the end at the half.
Yeah.
And
so
it is a tie score, 22-22. What a tremendous difference from the second period of play. Lady Crabbers came out shooting, and some of them went in this time.
Boy, the second half brought to you in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. They're located at Hampton Center Parkway, North Armstead Avenue. For a tour of the facility, call 827-4670. And we'll watch some replay here. And also, second half brought to you by Hampton Chevrolet, Jeep Mazda, Lac a Rock. They got the pickups of new and used cars. Give them a call at 838-5450. Go see them at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. And, of course, we don't want to miss Zooms with the Beantown Coffee, fried chicken, potato wedges, and Krispy Kreme donuts. A box and one for Tim. Ham and cheese, subs, Coke, and fill up your tank with a good Citco's gas.
They just showed the replay of Cece on that cut underneath on the lay-in, and that was about as perfect a play you could ever have. Let me tell you, the halftime score was Atlee 18, Hampton 10. Hampton outscored Atlee in the third period of play 12-4. So, and after the end of 3 quarters, the Crabbers have tied it up. So we're down to the last quarter. We're where we were at the start of the game. We're tied up. It's anybody's game. So whichever one wants it the hardest now is the one that's going to take it home.
All right.
Winner of this game will play in the championship game against the winner of the game preceding this one. Another rebound by the Crabbers off of a missed layup.
Well, that was a nice drive that time by Hutt.
The Hampton has led one time in this game, and that was by a score of 2-0.
We got a zone now. Hampton, they're playing like a zone, but they're man-to-man to CC.
That was a foul off the arm. It didn't get called, but Hampton will retain possession of the ball. Well, I think Hampton's outside shooting may take care of the zone.
Well, they're going to play. Well, they're back to a man-to-man.
Back to a man-to-man now.
Maybe a little bit of a matchup what they were playing.
There's Sarah up at the top of the key again, out from underneath. And as long as the score's tied, there you go.
Yeah,
she got the call.
Got a little chub there.
She got the call. That goes against Honora Suber, her second foul. 4th team foul. The Lady Crabbers, after being in foul trouble early in the game, have only had one foul called against them. Of course, that was against Tia Walker, and it was her 4th. There's Cece again for 3. That's off the front of the rim. And there's the offensive rebounds that we did not have in the first half. Nice pass. Excellent
good
pass.
hands.
Sarah Stevens scores were her first points of the game as the Lady Crabbers have taken the lead again.
And they got a 5-second call that time. The Crabbers get the ball out underneath the basket. But what a nice feed. Did you see who passed the ball to Sarah?
I believe it was Miss Luter, but I'd have to see the replay on that one. And then they turn around and throw it away on a play.
That was not a good pass. You got a player wide open.
Yeah, it was Luter. It was.
What a good job Luter's doing.
Excellent. She's played well defensively, especially in she's doing a great job. They stopped that long pass this time. They got burnt by that one twice. Yeah, Rashawn Luter has played an extremely good ball game so far. No points to show for it, but defensively she's been a presence on the court.
And we got a quick timeout this time by Kassab, head coach Kassab over at Atlee.
24-22, 6:11 to go here in the game. Regulation, let's put it that way, because the way this game is going, you never know.
And Luter's just a junior. But what a nice feed she did that time for Sarah Stevens. Just a great job.
Well, I sat here and watched the girls come running on the court after halftime before they started their pre-warm-ups. And you could look on their face a lot more intensity. They were smiling. They were a little bit looser. And they seemed like they were ready to play ball. And obviously they came ready to play here in the second half.
Well, David talked to them, and then he let them talk to themselves. And he let the leaders watch the three-point.
That was the rebound.
Right there, right here.
That is the play.
Right.
The perfect rebound, dish off, and then she got the easy score underneath. Look at her shoes. She looks like she has nice defensive play by
that was a set
CC.
play.
Yep.
But Hampton did a good job of recognizing the pass going in to the post.
Well, you can see Bozeman wants the ball bad. She's running all over the court. I think if they work a little bit with Sarah Stevens out of the hole, it seems to open it up a little bit more for them. Because Atlee's defense is clogging up the hole big time.
Nice pass.
There's another
Again,
excellent
nice pass.
Again, Sarah Stevens, that's 2 baskets in a row for her. As the Crabbers now have their largest lead of the game, 26-22. And here's that long pass again. And she didn't convert this time. They did last time. And she needs to hold this one back. They don't have the numbers here. Good job. She's not close enough to her to be having to count on her. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Good job getting the ball back outside.
Yeah, but
she had nowhere to go.
You hate to see a player leave her feet and look for somebody to throw the ball to.
Yep. I tell you what, a basket right here will be a killer. She was fouled and didn't get the call.
Yeah.
She was fouled on the shot and didn't get the call. 26-22, 4:30 to go in the regulation time here. Sarah Stevens is playing well here in the second half. That's a nice drive. And
and they're going to call a defensive block.
Who's it going to be called against?
Probably Luter.
Yep, that's who it's going against. That's her second foul, and that is Hampton's second team foul here in the second half.
Here it is.
I'd like to see this again. Yeah, she was cutting across her when she went up.
Well, that was the same thing happened in the first half, and they called it the other way. But it was a different official. But they cut it to 1.
Narisa Suber hits the free throw to complete the three-point play. 4 minutes and 10 seconds here to go in regulation. 26-25 Hampton. I figured this would be a low-scoring contest, and it's proved that way because defensively on both teams, they're Real tough. Now they're working the ball around the outside. There's nobody cutting across the middle of the lane. You notice that?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're trying to set up a three-point shot or they need to work the ball inside.
They can be patient.
Yeah, well, they got the lead. They can be patient. Take the good shot. And she may have gave up a wide open shot there too. Nice defense cutting her off. And reset it back up again. We're down to 3 minutes to go here in the game. Nice move. Oh, if she had kept going, she had it.
And
then
then
they
she
ended
threw
up
the ball
turning it
away.
over. If Sarah Stevens on that move had kept going to the basket, she'd had a wide open basket to go to. And she gave up the ball. We're right under 3 minutes to go in the regulation. Travers lead 26-25. That was a pretty pass.
Yeah, but you let her get a second shot at it. You can't let them get that many shots at the basket underneath like that.
So Atlee now takes the lead, 27-26, as it looks like we're going to go back and forth for a while.
Well, they just scored 5 unanswered points.
Yep. That looks good. Oh, it was a little bit too hard.
But it was right on the money.
It was, wasn't it? We had the perfect view of that one. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. You think they're going to hold the ball?
No, you can't afford to hold the ball. I don't think they will. They're in their basic offense. They do a good job of screening and movement. Nice
They
shot
called
outside.
that a three-pointer. I thought she was inside the line.
That's 8 unanswered points.
(30-26) now in favor of Atlee with 1:42 to go here.
Here we can watch some stuff, and this is a three-pointer. No,
Yep,
she's
yep.
behind.
Yeah, she was. Well, the Lady Crabbers find themselves a little bit in the hole here with 1:40 to go in the regulation, down by 4, 30-26. As the Lady Crabbers just called a timeout after that basket to try to gather things up here. They're going to really have to go into a heavy defensive mode here. They only have 2 team fouls, so if we get into the situation where they're going to have to foul to try to put them to the line, they're in trouble.
All right.
They got to have 5 more fouls just to get them in a 1-on-1 situation.
What a difference in the half. Hampton getting 6 points in the paint, which they didn't get anything in the first half.
So they don't have time now to be just dribbling the ball around. They've got to attack in a hurry. Got the nice foul, but it didn't fall.
And who is that? Is that Tia
That's
Walker?
Tyler.
Oh, that Tyler?
Tyler will go to the line. She'll be shooting too. Oh, she got hammered too. That's her 3rd foul for Michelle Cassell. Free throw shooting. That was only the 3rd shot that they've taken at the free throw line in this game. This will be the 4th. Got that one. That drops it to a 3-point lead, 30-27. That's something that the Crabbers are going to have to do a lot of.
Atlee taking another timeout.
30-second timeout. That foul was called against Miss Tyler. That was her first foul. That's only Hampton's third team foul with 1:18 to go. They kind of put themselves in a predicament where they have to be very careful, because if they got the wrong person making a foul, they're going to foul them out.
That's a good point. What is the
Right.
foul situation?
Jasmine Artis has 3. Tia Walker has 4. Luter has 2. Tyler has 1.
Well, the only one who really we need to worry about is Tia Walker.
But they're going to have to put some fouls on the board.
But they're going to do it without them not on one leg of shooting. They don't want to foul at that point.
Well, they need to do it in a hurry without a lot of time going off the clock, because they're going to have to put them to the line, and in order to do that, they're going to have 4 fouls.
Oh, okay. That was a no call.
Well, they actually, in all out, they need to call.
Yeah, but I mean, that would have been a good no call.
They let 8 seconds run off the clock just then without a foul being called. That's something they can't do. Ooh, they almost got the turnover. They can't let the clock go out. They're letting it run out. We're under a minute to go here, and they're not trying to stop the clock.
Well, that's a good foul.
Yeah.
That is a good foul.
Well, that's only CC's second foul, but again, they let 18 seconds go off the clock after they inbounded it without stopping the clock, and that's only their 5th. They still got to do 2 more fouls. That's what they needed to do. That was Tyler. That's only her second foul, so she's okay. 1 more team foul now will put them to the line. Tia Walker coming back in the lineup. I don't think she's played here in the second half. I mean, she's had 4 fouls.
Yeah, and she got 3 so early in the game, but and she can't be the one that they're gonna want to foul, the one to pick up the foul. You got to go for the ball. Got to get the right. Finally, got to do it. That's 7. That puts them at the foul line.
Yeah, that's Walker that got the fouls. That's 5. She comes in the lineup and gets a foul and fouls out of the game. So Tia Walker fouls out. But that'll put Atlee at the line to shoot 1-and-1 now. So at least they have a chance of getting the ball back, because all they were going to do was run the clock out.
Which is not that's a very smart coaching move.
Jasmine Artis comes in the game to take Luter's place, and shooting 1-and-1 is number 33, Sarah Suber, as she's the one who's taken most of the shots at the free throw line. She's 5 of 6 from the line so far in the game. Again, the Lady Crabbers have only been to the line 4 times. And LaDonna Pierce is coming in the lineup now, and she's going to probably be the person to take care of any fouls, because she only has 1 in the game. She made both of them. 32-27 now, back to a 5-point lead.
And Atlee is full court. They're going to make Hampton use a lot of time getting the ball up the court. Well, 26.9 and trailing by 5, I think we can say Hampton had a good run, but made a great third quarter comeback. But ran out of steam and let the Atlee team score 8 unanswered points. They went from 4 down to 4 up, and that really changed the difference in the game.
That foul was against Jasmine Orders. That's her 4th. Kimberly London coming back in the game for the Crabbers. BJ Wolfork at the line shooting 1 and 1 as the first one's up and in. That pretty much does it, I think. 6 points is the lead now. The Hampton went all out in the third quarter to knot the game at 22-22, but again went cold here. She misses that one. They need a couple of three-pointers in a hurry.
But what they got to make those shots. That was a good move that time by, is that Luter? Tyler, youngest Tyler.
That foul was on Majay Wolfrook. That's her 3rd personal.
Tell Bobby,
okay,
so he can get him on the thing.
Well, we're down to 19 seconds to go here in the regulation. The Crabbers down by 4, 33-29.
And we're going to pick 2 player of the game, and as soon as we get a chance, we'll bring them up on the screen.
The Crabbers.
2 players.
Looks like the Crabbers may end their season at 24-6, but as young as they are, that's a great run. As the Crabbers foul quickly to try to stop the clock, and about a second ran off. We're down to 18 seconds.
I will show you the players of the game. Number 11, Prashana Luter.
And she was picked for her defensive effort in this game. And in third period alone, she was a key cog in the defensive play by the.
And made some couple good assists too.
Absolutely.
And the other one is C. Bozeman, number 33. Congratulations to those 2 young ladies. They both will be back next year.
Last foul for the Crabbers was LaDonna Pierce, her 2nd. And again, they make the first and miss the second. They need to get the ball. They need to shoot some 3-pointers here. And she was fouled and hacked on the arm when she shot it and didn't get the call. Look at David Six. David not pleased with that.
I don't know how they could not call that thing right in front of him, and he got it on the arm, and David is still talking to him about it.
That was a pretty inbound play.
Nice. That's class.
Yeah, they didn't
class.
need to.
That's class.
Final score here at Devine Center at Liberty University. The first semifinal game for the AAA girls in Virginia. The Atlee Lady Raiders 34 and the Hampton Lady Crabbers finished their season with 29, and they were 24-6 for a record on the year, Bob.
Well, I tell you, they don't have to be ashamed of anything. This was a rebuilding year. He got a freshman, a lot of sophomores and juniors on this team, and we're going to miss the young ladies like Sarah Stevens, who is a senior, and Jasmine Artist. But this team will be back next year. Congratulations for a nice season. And it's a shame it's got to come to an end, but I tell you, they don't have anything to be ashamed of. What a nice season they've had. we get a chance, I'll give you our sponsors, and then we'll be out of here. A good shot of David Six right there.
Again, final score here. The Atlee Lady Raiders 34 and the Hampton Lady Crabbers 29.
The game has been brought to you by Zooms with 14 convenient locations on the peninsula. By Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Give them a call at 838-5450. And in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. For Bob Killen, Mike Houses, Bob Hint saying good afternoon, everybody.